Hello everyone, my name is Anna and happy Valentine's Day. So I'm filming this today. It is Valentine's Day, February 14th. And good morning. So today I will be doing an update, the third part of my winter 2023 update. So this update will be all about my plants that are overwintering outside in my backyard. I will be updating you on the plants on these racks. And then I will also show you my gardens. So one of the gardens is on this section right here, and then another one on that section right there, and then the third and last part of my garden will be right here against the wall behind that grill. So stay tuned, grab a cup of coffee or tea, and let's get this started. I had a frost protection blanket that was wrapping these racks. I had it wrapped for, I would say, about 3 weeks. So they were wrapped and I did not remove the cover. It was just recently, I think 2 days ago, when I removed the wrap because it has been so cold here in Vegas and very windy. So our nighttime temperatures would sometimes go below freezing. And so that is why I decided just to leave the wrap in here rather than removing them every morning and then putting them back later at night. It was too much work, so I decided to just leave them wrapped for 3 weeks. So I just recently uncovered them, so they've been neglected. I haven't been looking or watching over them for the past 3 weeks. So this is what they look right now. So on top, these guys did not go under the blanket, so they remained outside and they're doing very well. I like this one. This is a aloe swordfish. This, I found out, is a very cold hardy aloe. It was able to withstand temperatures in the low 30s, even high 20s, and it did good. It did well. This is a another aloe Castiglione hybrid. Very pretty, that one. Okay, and then down here I have my cacti, the hardiest of my cacti. So mostly they are parodia, big parodias though. Big mammillaria, echinopsis. So these are the more mature ones. I have some pharaoh cactus here as well. And then moving down here, more mammillaria, echinopsis. So as you can see, there are the mature ones. Okay, and this one is a recent purchase. That is a mammillaria snowcap, Arizona snowcap, I believe. I'm not sure, or the oruga. And then down here, this one I noticed before I protected this rack with a blanket. This had a bud, and I did not see the flower open because it was under the blanket, but I could see. Oh, oopsie. That is one of my echinopsis. Ouch, Domino, so sorry. Alright, I will fix that later. Anyway, going back to this, so as I can see, it already flowered, so I did not see the flower. This is a parodia horstii. Alright, and then as you can see, it's so messy in here. I haven't had a chance to clean them up yet, but all I'm concerned right now is that if they're doing okay. So far everything looks fine in here. Knock on wood, I don't see anything rotting. Moving on to the right section of this rack, more cacti and aloes. My aloes this year did not get that pretty stressed colors on them because, like I said, these have been under the blanket for 3 weeks, so they were not getting enough sunlight. In my experience, if you want to bring out the pretty stressed colors on your aloes, give them enough sunlight plus cold temperature. So let them experience a cold temperature. Both will bring out the stress color on them. But for this year, see, this is looking pale because it did not get enough sunlight, though it was exposed to cold temperature. This, however, is looking very good. Very pretty. This is Aloe Crimson Dragon, and this one is Aloe Purple Haze. Okay, and then moving on, let's go. Oh, here on top of the rack, I have a cactus bowl arrangement. Doing very well. I think this is the third or fourth year I haven't touched that arrangement. And then that is the latest Manfreda that I bought, Manfreda Barney. I have still to repot that. And then going around here, this rack, as you can see, there's a lot of vacant sections in this rack because I moved some of the pots elsewhere in my backyard so they will get more sunlight, because this part right here doesn't get too much sunlight. So when I remove the blanket, I move some of the pots outside to get some sun. See, some of the pots are right there, some of the pots are in here. So I've been moving pots around. These aloes right here are looking much better because these guys were not covered by a blanket. So I have here, this is Aloe Christmas Sleigh, Aloe Christmas Carol, Aloe Donny to its left. This is Aloe Krakatoa. This one in front is oh, this is Aloe Firecracker on the left and Aloe Oik on the right. Blue Elf Aloe is starting to form buds. Oh yes, there seem to be buds on every one of them. So excited for this one. This is the middle section of my backyard, and most of the cacti here are doing well except for one, and I'll show it to you. I mentioned this in my previous videos early this winter time. This Trichocereus, this is the Arizona Sunset. Look on top. You see the brown part? That's cold stress, cold damage. So when I made my first video, there were a few spots on it and I covered it with a blanket. But I guess I don't know if I was too late when I covered it, but it looks like I would have to chop this off come springtime. So the top browning part there, that is cold damage. And then the pops here, let me see. The pops seem okay. So it's just that big one. And this is another type of Trichocereus hybrid. This one is the Volcanic Sunset. This one is looking okay, except for this Arizona Sunset. Okay, see, even this Hustler, this is doing very well. That is the only thing with hybrids. You don't know which one is cold hardy or which one is not. So it's just a, experience mainly. So from my experience, Arizona Sunset cannot tolerate below freezing temperatures for an extended period of time. Now let's move on to my garden. So this one on the left, this is the newest garden that I made last year. So this is the only one that I protected. So I covered this with a blanket only on days when we go or when we went below freezing temperatures. In this section, these are mostly Trichocereus and Echinopsis. Okay, so they're all looking very shriveled. But I don't see any casualties, knock on wood. Uh-oh, I am getting weeds though. So I have to remove some of the weeds. So that is due to the drizzles that we had this winter time. And then here on the right side, this tall one, this is an Eve's needle cactus. This is the only cactus that I don't think went dormant this winter time. It continued to grow and it's growing very fast. Yeah, but all the rest, let us see how they are doing. Looks good, except they are shriveled, which is understandable. Oh, I don't think this one made it. So this is a rose quartz Camacereus. I don't think that made it, so I will have to remove that one. I have a few pots tucked in here just to give it protection from the wind, from the very cold temperature. But this section here was not covered. I did not cover them except for the tips. Like the tip of this Mexican fence post, I would sometimes cover the tips during freezing nights, when we had freezing nights. Okay, and then let's move on to another section, this garden. Alright, so as you can see, in the morning they do get lots of sunshine, but it is cold. Right now I am filming and it is 50 degrees right now. It looks sunny, but it is cold. Alright, so they are purple because of the cold temperature, but the opuntias are looking very attractive with their stress colors. Alright, so not much going on in here. No buds yet. Still too cold for them to develop the buds. In this section, I have those Opuntia ficus indica. Those have been there for many years. They are very hardy. Summer, winter, they got snowed upon the previous years and they are still standing pretty strong. So I'm not worried about those big Opuntias. In this section I have here, this is a Trichocereus spacianus. This one I do protect. That's why you see that terracotta pot next to it. So I would put the terracotta pot on top to cover the tips, because with some cacti, it is important that you protect the tips. Those are the sensitive ones, sensitive to cold temperature. So I would cover that terracotta pot on top. Only on the days when we get freezing temperatures, you would have to excuse the sound. The wind is starting to pick up. That is how it's been since January started this year here in Vegas. It's been very windy and cold every day. I am getting tired of this wind. I can't wait for spring. I see two more casualties in here. That one and this Opuntia. They're both gunners. But I do see a nice Opuntia there at the back. That one made it. So when I am doing gardening or when I'm planting cacti in the ground, I try to choose the hardiest. Those that I think are the hardiest ones to be planted in the ground. But you know, sometimes you learn, or I learn over the years, which one is hardy, which one will make it and which one will not. So it's a continuous learning. Again, there's a terracotta pot there because I use that to cover this Echinopsis bacanoi. So I planted this as a cutting. That's why it's not looking healthy. I don't know if it has rooted. Hopefully it did. But that terracotta pot is to protect the tip of that Echinopsis bacanoi. Here is how it looks from the other side. There is a Ferrocactus latispinus here. Let's see how it's doing. It formed buds during fall, but then it got too cold that I think the buds just stopped developing. Because our weather is very confusing. There would be some mornings where it will be warm, like in the 60s, but then the nighttime temperatures would still drop in the 30s or below 30s. So the buds are not developing as fast as they did the previous years. Usually, I remember around this time last year, it was already warm and I had a lot of cacti in buds or in flower. But this year, everyone is starting late in terms of developing their flowers. And a quick look on the cacti that I have inside my greenhouse. I have already made an update on all these plants in here. These are the buds that I've been telling you about. They've been developing for almost 2 months now, but they are developing very slow. So far, those are the only buds that I've seen, aside from those that are developing from my aloes. So if you want to see the update on the plants here in my greenhouse, you will see the link in the description below this video. These columnar cacti here are protected by the side of the greenhouse. So they've been overwintering okay here in the backyard. Here are a couple of old man of the Andes. And then the tall one back there, that is a Stenocereus pruinosus with Myrtillocactus geometricen here in front. It is time to wrap up my video here. It is getting very windy. Oh, I think I forgot to show you this. This is my Echinopsis sphaconoi. I saw a little bit of cold damage here. Do you see that brown spot in the middle? I've been watching it and it doesn't seem to be growing, so I think it will be fine. So anyway guys, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like cactus and other desert plants, and I'll talk to you again next time. Happy Valentine's again everyone, and cheers!